Hey, everybody, welcome to Mid-America Dirt. And I'm super excited to have Jon Kirby Part 2. Jon, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Skip. How about you today?
Hey, doing good, man. I haven't heard a lot out of you here recently, man. You must have been busy or relaxing or something.
I've been busy with work in the off season. Unfortunately, Kim and I are getting ready to open a Nothing But Cakes. So it's a franchise business. So I've been with my normal job, and then we've been trying to build a new Nothing But Cakes building and get a business started and established. So I've had a busy
Okay, what
winter.
what is it again?
It's called Nothing But Cakes. It's a
Cakes. Okay,
franchise. I don't know if you ever heard of them. There's several. There's like 700 of them across the country, and
okay.
we're going to open one in Russellville. So
And it's cakes or what? Like,
yeah, yeah. It's a
really?
Bundt cake, and that's all it
Oh, a
is.
bundt
Nothing
cake.
but cakes. So that we sell
Oh, okay.
cakes.
Okay,
So
that's super cool, man.
yeah, it's a neat little deal. Kim's going to run it and take care of it all, and I don't have to do anything. No, I'm just kidding. But it's
I
a
hear you.
joint venture for between her and I, and we're looking forward to doing it. So.
Wait, you're gonna have to tell me when that gets opened up, because then I'll stop in Clarksville at Bojangles, get me a chicken biscuit, and I'll run down there and get
Gets
me
me
one of
okay.
those, man. That'd be
Well,
super
one
cool.
if you never had one, once you have one, you'll want a bunch of them. They're really good.
Okay, all right, definitely try it out, man, for sure. Uh, every time but the last time we got on here, the Razorbacks were killing it in baseball.
Yep, yep,
We get on here this time, they're SEC champions in basketball. Now, how cool is that?
that's right. And they just won their first NCAA game about 2 hours ago. So
Did they really?
yeah, they
John,
did.
I'm so freaking busy, I didn't even know it was on,
Yeah,
dude. For real.
they played Hawaii in the first round a while ago. I don't know what the score was. I think they started at like 3:30 or something today Central. And
Okay.
yeah, so it's a couple. I've been over 2 or 3 hours now, but yeah,
God, man, I thought
They
it.
won the first round, so they're going to the next one. I guess I forget, we played High Point or something. High Point upset Wisconsin, I think. So anyway,
Yeah,
we play
it
again.
goes so fast now that I forget
Yeah,
how quick it goes from the tournament
I
to
know.
SEC to the tournament. I mean, it's just
We, we play again Saturday afternoon, so mark it down.
okay. Well, I won't be able to see it. I'll be at
You'll
Arrowhead.
you'll be doing a podcast. You'll never even know it's on.
No, man, it's been busy. It has.
I bet. Yeah, I've seen so many videos. And I know you've done a ton of them, so it's really neat. It's really neat. You've
Yeah,
interviewed a lot of
yeah,
really cool people.
yeah, man. I've really been fortunate. I have. It's uh, well, like the one I did this week. I know I sent you the wrong link earlier. You saw it. I got Tony Carden, and I don't know. I know you remember him. I mean, you're from. I mean, that dude was, man, he was
Yeah,
something else way back
yeah,
then.
yeah, for
And then he
sure.
just disappeared. And, I wanted to find him and talk to him
Right.
because
Yeah,
that meant a lot to me. That show, that was for me. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. That's cool.
So,
That's really neat.
yeah. Did you, when you were coming up, did you see him? Did you like
I
race
did.
with him or anything?
I think I saw him uh, a handful of times. I don't know that I ever raced against him. I think he might have been done by the time I got started. I don't remember for sure, but I know the name. I've heard his name, my whole life. So, and I'm pretty sure I got to see him race as a kid. Uh, I don't know. I can't remember where, but I know I've seen him. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't, I mean, I knew I think he won the second topless 100, and that was in 94. And,
okay,
that's the last race I went to for a long time.
right. Yeah, you told me
So,
that one. Yeah,
yeah, that I didn't realize that was the one because somebody had told me he won the first one, and I didn't do any research. I mean, I didn't see it, so I thought he'd won the first one, but it was actually the second one he won. It was in '94, so I
okay.
was there to see it. I like you. We talked about.
Yeah,
I can't remember dates.
man,
Half of what I did yesterday.
yeah, I'm so horrible with dates and years. If you ask me what year I did this or that, I don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah, you ain't
So
the only one. I promise. I mean,
yeah,
I've run into it a lot here lately. Yeah, but okay, so man, you were in one of the worst crashes that I've actually seen in person at Arrowhead last year. I mean, it was
Yeah,
one of the worst ones I've seen in person. Now I saw Tony Jackson get one pretty bad, almost like yours on the other corner down there earlier this year in January. So, um, tell me about your car. Was it total?
yeah, we just scrapped the car. We took the rear end out of it, I think, and took the motor out of it. But yeah, it was pretty much just a junk. It bent the rear clip, the upper halo in 2 or 3 places. It got the front clip, so it was just I mean, really no need to even try to make an attempt to repair it. So the crash itself really wasn't that violent to me. It wasn't bad. The first time I've ever rolled a car. And the worst part was just after it was over, hanging upside down, thinking, how in the crap am I going to get out of this thing, you know? And I did get a little, I guess, claustrophobic. I don't know. I just felt like I looked up and saw some oil dripping already, you know, and thinking, okay, hopefully somebody gets here really quick to let me out of this or help me get out of this thing. So
Yeah. What happened? Did your luggage shear off or something?
I'm pretty sure we just maybe didn't get them tight. I hate to say that. They were all 5 sheared. Um, they were hollow studs. I really don't know if they sheared or if we just didn't get them tight. What makes me think that they might have sheared is that I did feel it, you know, in the beginning, I didn't feel any vibration. You'd have thought if they weren't tight, I would have felt some vibration. Um, I only felt a little bit of vibration for about a lap, and about the time I thought something's wrong, I was going down the front straight thinking I'm going to have to pull over, and it just happened. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe they weren't tight. Maybe they're hand tight. You know, I don't know. But we did 2 or 3 parade laps. We raced a lap or so before it come on. You know, before I started feeling
That's
the
what I was
vibrations.
thinking.
So
It's like you raced at least a lap. I
yeah.
mean, pretty
So
hard. You were doing pretty good. I mean, you're digging in pretty hard coming around through there.
yeah,
I mean, it was looking pretty
yeah,
good. And
yeah.
then
We were.
it just freaking popped off.
Yeah, it just happened. So who knows? I don't know. We talked about it. Everybody, swears they tightened or didn't leave them, but maybe they did. We don't really know what happened. So I mean, it stands to reason they weren't tight. Maybe they weren't tight enough. Maybe we had a weak battery on the impact. I mean, we played all the scenarios in our head. Um, but either way, we either sheared or they weren't tight.
Yeah. So what kind of impact did that have on you? What did you have to do? Did you have to just get whole new equipment, or what'd you do?
Yeah, so we, like I said, we took, what we could off of the car and junked the frame. And then I called Longhorn and they put me on the schedule, got me a new frame. And then, in a couple weeks, I went ahead and bought it with a body, I think. The bad part about that, while that was all going on, while I was trying to figure out, get another frame, et cetera, I took my other car to Batesville and just as a dummy, hit got in a little wreck there and bit the front clip on another car. So we ended up loading the car, bit the front clip on a trailer and drove to Longhorn, or I did. I had a guy take it for me, and they fixed the front clip car and loaded the new car and brought them both back.
Okay.
Ended up working out, but man, it was a blow. I'll tell you that. I mean, to the pocketbook, to the morale, to everything. So last year was a tough year for me. So I was kind
Well,
of
man, hope
excited, but I was kind of excited to take the winter off, and just I haven't raced, I think now in 4 something months, which is the longest probably I've gone without racing since I got back into racing. And it's felt really good actually. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I come out the other day and we've been piddling and just working, a night or 2 a week, and come out here the other night and finally cranked her up, ran the valves and did some stuff. And that got me excited again, hearing this thing run and smelling the fuel. So.
that's super cool, man. That's super cool. Now, when you rolled that thing, did it hurt your motor?
Not the motor. We changed the oil and everything, looked at that, but it did bend my carburetor pretty bad. I sent the carburetor back to Winning Edge, and he said the metering plate was pretty bad shape and some other stuff, so it tweaked it pretty good, but I don't think it hurt the motor. So
Okay. Well, that's a huge plus, right?
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
for sure.
there's
Yeah,
that because they're not cheap
yeah,
either.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
that's a
pretty cool.
positive. That's a positive in a bad situation.
So how are you starting? What kind of shape are you starting the season off in? You got all stuff, good stuff ready to go?
Yeah, this car that's behind me here, it's the new car that I got from Longhorn in the middle of last year. It's been raced, I don't know, 10 times now, maybe 8 times. So it's still relatively new. It's ready. Uh, I've got this other car. I'm waiting on a couple motors still from Clements to get freshened. So it's not quite ready. But I'm close. The body and the car is ready. I need a motor.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you travel with two everywhere you go or try to?
Uh, I have last year or so, last year and a half. I don't know. I don't know if I like it or not, to be honest. There's two sides to that story. I like my stuff. I like to feel like it's right. And sometimes I have trouble keeping one car really good and right. But when you add the second car, I'm bad about maybe, I'm short. I feel like I'm shortchanging one or the other. I don't know. I feel like my program personally is probably better when I just have one car to concentrate on. And if I wreck it, I'm just done until I get it fixed. Uh, I, I just don't have enough time to devote to keep two cars as well as I should. So, um, the other side of that is you got one car, you go 6 hours away from home, something crazy happens, and then you're stuck because you can't, unload and race anything. So I see that side too. So I'm really torn about the whole two car situation, I guess.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying about time because a lot of people may not know this, and a lot of people might. But I mean, most of you guys, you're working a full time job every week, uh, taking care of families, all that kind of stuff, and having to get all this stuff ready to go.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. We
You
all
know,
gripe and complain about it, but we all love it. I mean, everybody wants to do it, but it does get overwhelming at times. I mean, you try to have a little bit of a family life and, go out and eat with your wife or girlfriend or family or whatever. And, I it's a lot of demand. Two cars, a lot of demand. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, I got you. I hear that. I hear a lot about it, man. But you love it though, right?
oh
I
yeah.
mean, you
Oh
gotta
yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
I
I
got
mean,
to. I I
I
was
don't know
talking
how
to
much.
I was talking to somebody this week. Who was I talking to? Colin Garner. I was talking to Colin Garner this week, and I was telling him the same thing kind of I told you before we started. I can start feeling my age a little bit, right? And he's like,
Right.
"Oh, you can do it. You can do it." And I said, "No, you guys are built different. You guys, you racers, you're built different than everybody else." And I think a lot of times maybe you guys don't realize that, but I don't know if it's the competition that you guys are used to, but you guys are freaking hustlers. I mean, for
It's
real, you're freaking hustling all the time. I mean, it's just go, go, go. And you know
yeah.
what I mean?
I
And
do. I mean, I feel it. I mean, I base it on Kim, my girlfriend. I think she looks at it like, uh, what are you doing? Like you're just gone all the time. Like all your time, all you think about is racing, and all you do is revolves around racing. And that's just kind of what people that race do. And she's fine with it. She lets me do it. She doesn't get mad. She's totally supportive, but she
well, that's
she didn't
good.
come from that. She doesn't understand what it does to a person to be like that. And I don't know.
Yeah. You
It's
guys
just
you're built different.
you either
You're
want
built
to do it
different.
or you don't. So
Yeah. Yeah. Built different. I mean, just so much. I mean, like how fast can you change a motor out if you really want to do it? If you really are in a hurry, how fast can you switch a motor out on that?
I mean, I'm not that fast. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can do it in 45 minutes or an hour at the most. I probably did 10 or 15 if I had, some help.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, it's easy, I mean, these things are awesome the way they're built. I mean, that's one good thing about a late model is they're just easy to work on, you know. Everything's, live. The wheels are aluminum. I mean, it's not like the old street stocks where you're struggling to get your tire mounted. I don't know. Just everything about working on a late model is better in my opinion
Yeah.
than working on a factory stock or a pure stock or nothing against those cars. They're just harder to work on. Everything's clunkier and bigger and
Yeah.
heavier.
Closed
And
in.
yeah, it's just, I don't know. The late model makes things nice.
Yeah. Now, do you? This is a question I never asked before. Are you wrench on your own vehicles, like your personal
Yeah.
vehicles?
Oh, well, no, not my part. I mean, I'll
Well, I
go
know,
to
like if you
some.
got a 2025 something or other, you're not going to want to get in there and probably start digging in on it. But
Yeah, no, I mean, really, I don't have a big car, hobby like outside of racing. I had an old Bronco that I purchased a while back, and I didn't even really work. I bought it already fixed up and
ready to
redone.
go.
And I'm yeah ready to go.
What model is
Um,
it?
it was a 72 model is what I bought.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I bought a totally refurbished, like, retro mod, 72 model Bronco. That was my first vehicle as a kid, was a, 1977 Bronco, and, actually worked on it. My brother and I painted it, and I lifted it and put some tires and wheels on it, so that was my first ever vehicle. So I bought another
That's
one
cool.
here a couple, 3 years ago and had it for about a year, year and a half, and just never I was always racing. I never had time to drive it or go anywhere in
Time
it,
to
so I ended up
enjoy it.
selling it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I hear you. I'd like to have an international scout. One of those.
Those things are cool. Those things are
Yeah,
really
man.
neat.
My brother had one of those things, man, when I was a kid. Man, that thing was God. It seemed like it was indestructible and would go anywhere. It wasn't the prettiest thing to look at for sure, but
Right.
man, those things were tough.
Yeah, they're really
For
neat.
real. And a Ram Charger. You don't see a
Yeah.
lot of Ram Chargers around anymore, man. Like that
No.
'80s model Ram
Yep.
Charger. I like those too.
Yeah,
Um,
those are cool
which
trucks.
we grew up Dodge. Our family, we're all Dodge folks. That was my first. Was a '86 Dodge truck, long wheelbase, and it was green. Oh, it was horrible. Oh, it was the ugliest truck ever. My parents put a white camper shell on the back of it, so it was green with a white camper shell on the back long bed, man. In a single cab. It was awful, but I love that old truck. It was tough,
Yeah. Well, I hate that for you that it was a Dodge, but I guess
man. I'm a
whatever.
Dodge guy.
Oh, Dodge is
I was
cool.
uh, I was asking. I was talking to a crate late model engine guy or whatever, a crate engine guy yesterday or day before, I think, and we got to talking about why are all the blocks GM? Why do you not see, why do you not see, I know you see some Ford, right? Pro Power,
Yeah.
is that Ford?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't see anything Mopar.
No. Not in the dirt world, really.
Yeah. And I don't get it. I don't know. I mean, it seemed like they'd be as good as everybody else and you'd be good to have options. I don't know. But
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Never really thought about that, but you're right. You don't see many Mopars. So,
no, I mean, really, you don't. I haven't run across very many at all. But so the Pro Power, are they the only Ford that you know of?
no, Cornette's Ford. Cornette's a big Ford
Oh,
guy.
okay. Okay.
He does Chevrolet and Ford, but he's known for his Ford motors for sure.
Okay. I did not know that. So you got Clements, and what kind of keeping inch have you got?
I actually have 4 motors right now. I've got a Clements, 438 wide bore, and then I've got 2 more Clements, 430, standard bores. Those are the ones I'm waiting on that Glenn still got and refreshing right now. And then I actually have 1 Durham motor, and I think it's a 438. It's a wide bore, but it's not a high port. So I've got a little bit of everything. I got a mix and match of everything, but they're all Chevrolets.
I got you. Is there one you prefer over the other, or and what would the reason for that be?
Uh, Man, I like the standard bore Clements. A little less horsepower than these wide bores. Just a little easier to get the traction to the ground, in my opinion. For what we race on in Arkansas in this area, it's plenty of motor. I mean, it might be a little bit of a disadvantage, like this first comp race. I'm sure it's going to be maybe, I don't know, maybe 90 degrees. It's supposed to be 90 degrees this weekend, but probably be
Yeah,
cool, probably be wet. Track will be, moistured up pretty good with lots of traction. So might be at a little bit of disadvantage with a standard bore motor, but not a lot. And you'd only be there timing in probably. So my personal favorite is just the standard bore Clements. So
okay, okay. So qualifying, if you think you say you have less power, you might have not enough, but that's just in qualifying, right? That's not going to make any difference in a race.
I mean, Usually depends on the night. If you got a 1 inch rain 2 nights ago and it's cool, yeah, you may be at a
Tacky.
disadvantage through the heat race and everything else. You're definitely, by the time you get to May and June and July in Arkansas and it's 90 or 100 degrees outside, I mean, no track in the state holds moisture that well, usually, even if there is a rain. So,
Let me
no,
ask
I
you this
wouldn't think.
question. Are you having to restrict that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I
Okay,
restrict
so you
all my motors about all the time.
okay, but not on. Do you do it in qualifying or just when you race?
I have before in qualifying.
It just
You
depends
just
on
kind of,
the track.
yeah, you just look at the track and, how much moisture you think's there. Uh, Yeah, I mean, Billy Moyer Jr. told me one time, I guess him and the dad had talked, and I thought he was kind of joking with me, but he's not. And their theory was that if you can't hold it wide open on the floor, you need to restrict it. So
Okay, no
that's
matter
kind of
what
the
the situation.
that's right. That's kind of the approach I've taken. If I feel like the track's where you can just run around there and never lift, I probably won't restrict it. But if I feel like you got to back out any at all, or you know what I'm saying, if it's slicked up any at all, I usually restrict. So.
Okay, okay.
And that's a
Uh,
personal preference. Some people do, some people don't. I also have a little smaller carburetor. Sometimes I'll put that on instead of actually changing the bore size of the spacer. But I've done both.
Let
But
me
I do
ask
it
you
a
this
lot.
question. So, what's the biggest? Like, is it 480 or 490 now? Somewhere in
Man,
there?
I don't know. I know there's some beast out there. You hear a lot about 460s. I think there might be something bigger than that, but I'm not sure.
Okay, what advantage would that give you? Like, say, a huge half mile or something? Would that be
Bigger,
your
longer
advantage?
racetrack, and the traction up. Their racetracks we race on tractioned up. The more horsepower you got, the better you are. I mean, there's definitely circumstances where you can use all the horsepower you can get, but it's
Okay.
limited in my opinion, especially around here. These big motors you hear about, these World Outlaws and Lucas Oil guys running. They're on usually bigger racetracks. They stay tractioned up longer. They rain those things out with a water truck before they ever get on them, usually. I'm not saying there's not a need for a big motor. Fortunately, we don't race on a ton of those racetracks on our program. So
Yeah, I think probably the biggest one you guys have on the comp can schedule this year is what, Thunderbird, maybe?
yeah, yeah. As far as
81? I've
far
never
as
seen
lane,
81.
yeah, I've never been to 81 either. So Batesville's a big motor track usually. I mean, Batesville usually hold a pretty good sized motor, especially qualifying. So even though it's a 3/8, it's just a big circle, so it's a lot of momentum, and usually a bigger motor's better at Batesville,
Yeah,
at
yeah,
least to
and
qualify.
probably for sure Thunderbird. I mean, because it looks like
Yeah,
you're wide open almost all the time around that thing.
yeah. Thunderbird's fast. It's just long. You change your mind four or five times going down the straightaway. It just feels forever to get from one end of it to the other.
Well, last race I saw you guys in over there, I mean, you go down to that I'd be up in turn 2, getting watching you guys, and I almost could not hear you on the other
Yeah,
end, which is
yeah.
crazy.
It's long. It's a long
I
little
mean,
dude.
e eerily quiet when you got those loud of cars going out through there, and it just gets eerily quiet, and then
Yeah,
all of a sudden, you start
here
coming
they
back up
come.
that front stretch, and it's like, "Wow, that's
Yeah,
nuts, man."
yeah. It's a big old
Golly, it
place.
is. I was gonna ask you about this. Did you ever run that Super Series?
Super series. Which one?
Then you must not have run it then. It was a series that was in Arkansas, Louisiana.
Oh,
Um,
Supra.
yeah,
SUPR.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Years ago, I ran it a handful of times. I didn't follow it, but I did go to several of the races. The guy I was telling you about in a previous interview, W. Taylor, a buddy of mine, he had a late model and he raced Supra a year or two and did pretty well. I don't think he won the points, but he was second or third in points for a year or two there. So he followed that series a lot. Uh, but I went to a few of their races, but I didn't follow it.
Did you have to use a smaller motor? Because the one I'm thinking about, people said you use like a spec motor.
Yeah, they had a certain motor. They called it a spec motor. Russell Baker, I think, out in Oklahoma, had built a bunch of these things. We had a Russell Baker motor with a smaller spec motor. You could run the big spoiler, and I don't know if you got a tire advantage or not. I can't remember, but that was the only way to go. If you were going to race super, you needed a spec motor with a big spoiler, from what I understand, to do any good.
So is it a 12-inch spoiler? I think maybe is what I
Yeah,
heard.
yep, yep.
And what did you have on your car? Is it 8-inch?
8-inch.
Okay. And so what did that do? Did that just help him get more speed with that smaller motor?
Just more downforce.
Yeah.
That big spoiler, creates all the downforce on your tires and creates traction. So hard to beat.
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't they do that with y'all's cars now?
I think they've proven. I think it's such an advantage, if another series came along and did a big 12-inch spoiler, and when they called it a spec motor, it still made 750, 800 horsepower. I mean, it was a hell of a motor.
It wasn't a crate
it wasn't
motor.
it wasn't a crate, So they had what they called a spec motor that made all kinds of horsepower, and then with a 12-inch spoiler, it could, I say that I think Kenny Merchant might have ran a big motor at a few races and obviously could win, but from what I remember, most people that ran or won lots of super races were on the spec motor package with a big spoiler.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about that. I might have watched that. I just don't remember, but it seems like, man, a lot of good guys came through that at some point or another.
Yeah, they had a big following there for a while. A lot of good drivers.
Yeah. Well, Jon, man, I've had you on here for a while now. I better let you go because people don't know I've had you on here for a while. So,
no problem. No problem. I appreciate you reaching out, and always happy to do this. Appreciate you thinking of me.
Okay, you got any T-shirts yet?
No. I still have my old shirts that I haven't even gotten all rid of them, but I need to do some new ones. I just haven't done it. So,
all right, but you do still have some of the older ones. You gonna bring any of those with you to Arrowhead?
Yeah, I think there's still a few in the trailer. I don't have many left, but I got a few left in there. I need to order some new, better looking ones, but I haven't done it. So,
like I said, man, I like mine. I wear it all the time.
I
Probably should have worn
appreciate
it on here if I'd have been thinking, but I got.
it's all good. I like
I'm
the
all
Arkansas.
I'm all hogged up, man.
I hear you.
And I didn't even realize they had a game this afternoon. That's embarrassing. That's how busy I am.
You're too busy. Too busy.
Too busy, man. Too busy. No joke, Jon. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. I'll see you weekend after next.
Okay, sounds good, Skip. Take care, man.
All right. See you, Jon.
Bye.